Here we go. Hey folks, how's it going? It's Friday. Time for some game dev. Hope you've all had a great week. I've had a pretty good week. Quite happy. I see all the bots are in the channel. So it's good to see the bots working. Hey Jeffrey, good evening. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Got a breakbeat mix playing from November 2020. Let's put a little bit more volume in that. Yeah, nice. Yeah, 2020 is when I started. I think it was towards the end of 2019, I started streaming DJing. Like, bits here and there, like regularly, and then 2020, obviously not being able to do much else, started streaming more and more DJ, and I actually started recording my sets towards the end of 2020. I thought, you know what, people might want to listen back to this at a later stage. It's one of the earlier ones, it is indeed. Probably one of the first ones. I will get back to doing DJing soon. Not sure if you can see it. There's a bit of stuff over there I need to sort still. But I'm getting there. Once that's sorted, and I've got a load more space, and once all my music's in the right place in the file folders and stuff, so I can just click and go, what, this is all this kind of music, that's all that kind of music. But it's all over the place at the moment. But we'll get there eventually. I'm in no rush. I'm enjoying not DJing. As much as I enjoy DJing, I'm enjoying not having to stress about DJing. But it'll be something I'm coming back to. Right, for the meantime, we have the old recordings to listen back to. I'd like to buy some new music as well. Actually, buy some new stuff I can then play, but I need to sort what I have, what music I do have, get a vibe, and then buy more music for that vibe. Because otherwise I can probably change vibes. I've got at least, within like the breakout DJ streams, I've got about 3 different vibes I can work with, like a chill, like a reggae, a trance. I suppose there's a 4th, there's like a dark bass vibe I can go with as well. So I've got 4 different ways I can do breakout streams. I don't tend to do the chill one very often because it's like, I want some energy. Come on, I'm not gonna. I don't like being one of these DJs that just kind of sort of sits back and just plays something chill that people just sit drinking wine to, kind of thing. I like to party. But I do have the chill vibe option, should I need to. It's great for like, if I'm DJing for like 4 hours or something silly somewhere. I'll start off with the chill and then maybe into the trance. Or maybe start with chill, then go to reggae, and then trance, and then dark. So I can progress into each of them, depending how many hours I'm playing. So I usually do an hour each kind of sub-genre, each kind of vibe. But I want to be able to sort them by vibe, otherwise I'm going to go, oh, that's too chill, or that's too heavy. So it just makes life easier when you can just click on the folder and go, this whole folder is one vibe. And I know anything I pick in here is going to pretty much fit. I still have to decide whether it's going to fit right now or fit a little bit later. But it makes my life so much easier. Right. Enough rambling about music. Let's switch over to the game dev screen and carry on with this silly game. Right, we left off last stream working out on this this collision board, this grid. Now, I think the easiest thing to do would be to consider each building, because there's probably going to be multiple buildings in this game. Each building has a square collision hit grid that the player needs to hit every square. Trying to do some... It's easier for calculations if you're working with a square. So, based on that, I'm going to need to take this hit grid, grid view, there you go, hit grid square, which I have as a prefab. A prefab is a prefabricated object. It's kind of pre-made. It's ready for you just to drop into your game. You're doing all the hard work already, and it's just drop it in as you need it, or get the code to drop it in, which is what I want to do today. So did I have some code set up? Castle hit, brick spawn, camera angles. Might be under the castle hit. Let's have a quick look on the side here. Okay, that's physically for the castle being hit. I could combine that code. So when the collision things hit, it then spawns the bricks falling away. So I do have the coordinates. So let's load that code up into the editor. So I'm pulling out the coordinates. So I might be able to do this a bit easier, that taking the coordinates that is hit, then checking if that square has already been hit within that area. So like V hit X, V hit Y, V hit Z. So the 3D space, X, Y, Z. Probably don't need the Z or the Y, one of them. Probably don't need one of them. If it's a 2D grid overlaid to a 3D object, I would only need 2 of those parameters, and then check which square is in that parameter and whether that square has already been hit. So I could do that rather than doing a whole collision check. So I'm only doing a collision check with a building. So I probably don't need to do a second collision check, because that's kind of doubling up the function. I already got part of the game code doing a check. So why do I need to check twice? I just need that check to then reference the squares. And I suppose each square will have a space it occupies. Then it'd be that's the only thing. That so the XYZ, is that local or global? If it's local, that means it's relative to the object itself. So if the object is at 0, 0, 0, XYZ, and it's one block above, then it might be 0, 1, 0, to say that relative to the object is only one block up. Or it's, well, I suppose it doesn't, that's a poor example. If the object's at 0, 0, 0, both would be the same. But if your object's at 90, 90, 90, relative to having one block up, it would be 0, 1, 0. Global, it would be 90, 91, 90, because it's in relative to the whole thing, not just the object. So the hit points, the CP is a collision. Collision gets contact. Collision point of contact. So I have to check whether this is relative. So let's work out, because this is writing a log. Let's find out if it's if it is indeed local or global. So a quick way to hide this. I suppose not it really matters. So hit grid. Now hit grid is invisible anyway. That's not an issue. It's the grid view. Turn the render off. Cool. Right. Let's play the game and check the console. Go bowl. So that's saying 1.9, 3.4, 9.9. So let's come out of that. So if I went to X is 1.9, could do with an object to move. So quick look at the castle there. So the house modular is at minus. Okay, it's minus 1.6. Positive 0.25. Okay, we're going to need to create something to represent a marker. Let's create a 3D object. Create a cube. With our trusty cube. So let's set this cube to where the castle is hit. So it'll be minus 1.956. Y is 3.4 and Z is 9.92. So was that where it was hit? I think yeah, it's about where it's hit. So I probably will have to convert global to local values, which won't be too hard. I'll just find out what the offset would be. So where the grid is in relative to the global. So let's have a look at the grid. So the grid itself is 2.83, 4.69, 9.68. and anything within that grid we'll consider 0, 0, 0. So we'd have to add those figures to wherever it hit. Because 0, 0, 0 is down this way, I'd say. No, 0, 0 is this way. So let's zero this out. So 0 that way, 0 that way, 0 that way. So global 0 is here. That's global 0. And effectively this building is sitting just offset from global 0 from the back. So because that's global 0 and the grid is sitting forward from global 0, so where is this grid considering? Because the grid view is sitting at 0, 0, 0 in relative to the hit grid. And the hit grid is sitting 2.8, 4.6, 9.6 relative to global 0. So for that cube, so for that cube to be recognized in relative to that, the easiest thing to do, let's make that a 3. Let's make that a 2. Let's make that a 9.5. Okay, so those are nice round numbers. Let's make a second cube. So that cube, if that cube is just called cube, let's just drag that material in. So that cube's now a red cube. We make a second cube. And make that the same values. Is that 9.5? So we have two cubes occupying exactly the same space. But we want this cube to be a child of hit grid. Or do we want it to be a child of grid view? Possibly grid view in this case, because that includes like the squares. Okay. So these cubes occupy the same physical space, but their values are different. No, it doesn't matter about the Z, because we're only working on two planes, so it's only X and Y I need to worry about. So that is minus figures, of course. So in theory, you have to make some. Let's get a notepad open. Jot some numbers down, and if these numbers makes sense, and I can do a calculation. So let's go local x would be minus 0.2312. Let's be as accurate as we can. Local, that's about local y is minus 0.19241. The actual hit grid let's play a bit further down, so grid X is 2.83. I forgot to say, I brushed my teeth. I'm back from that. Okie dokie. Welcome back from the teeth brush. I didn't put a 2. 2.83. The grid Y is at 4.69. And we want the global X of this is minus 2. Global Y is 3. So in theory, if I add the local X and Y to the grid X and Y, I'll get the global X and Y. So I never had the wish to become partner, nor do I think I have it in me anyway, but there were no pros to it personally that affiliate doesn't give already, in my opinion, until I realised it would be fun to make a team. Ah. The team is a partner only, I'm assuming. Ah, see, I'm part of a team. I'm assuming I'm still part of a team. Let's have a quick look. I was part of a team. Yeah, creating the team is a partner only. It's been a while since I've actually checked if I am below on my Twitch stream. It should say I'm part of Indie Day. If I am still part of that team. It depends of the manager of the team. Don't see it. Okay. They might have closed it up. Indie Day's not existed for years now. Which I can understand. What the Indie Day team was every week? Every 2 weeks? Everyone in the Indie Day team would play one chosen indie game. And we would basically try and push that game up the viewer rankings. So if we have like 10 of us in the team and we're all streaming the same game on the same day, or in the same week at the very least, it gets that game more viewership, and being an indie game, people may not have seen it before. So yeah, it was to help indie devs out and sort of show viewers different games that aren't just Fortnite and Apex Legends and stuff like that. Like the popular games is what you always see. But despite being one of the only, don't think it exists anymore, then yeah, I'm not surprised. The people that were like the big people, that people that bring in most of the viewers, just stopped doing it. It's a shame. But then I can understand not everyone has time in their schedule to play an indie game. But everyone in the team enjoyed indie games, and we were variety streamers, so we played all kinds of different things. But it's been a while since I've seen any of them stream. We had a Discord, but I think that Discord died like 2 years ago, at least. I was the only one still going, hey guys, I'm still trying to pick indie games. Does anyone else want to play? No? But yeah, if it's disappeared, it's disappeared. I have to have a look for another team if I want a team. Having a team kind of denotes responsibility to that team, I suppose. Depending on what the values of that team are. It might just be, hey, we just got a bunch of streamers that like to have fun under this theme. We don't have someone dictating what we do or have a code of conduct or anything. But it was fun. We did at least, I want to say 10 games until it started fragmenting a bit. But certain people in that team kind of try to be more vocal than others. You know, well, no, this is what we're doing. I don't care what anyone else says, kind of thing. And the rest of us were quite diplomatic. So, well, these games are free right now, or we can get them on Game Pass, or I think this one would be quite fun. Yeah. Maybe I'll do something like it in the future, but as it is, I'm doing 3 streams a week, and haven't really got any room for a 4th stream, or to change any of them up becomes slightly awkward. But I did want to do my Wednesday streams alternating between like Lego Star Wars, for instance, and a random game, whatever I was feeling at the time. But at the moment, personally, I'm focused on trying to finish Lego Star Wars, because it's like, well, I've been playing it for about 2 years now. And admittedly, it's only for a couple of hours a week, most weeks, for 2 years. Whereas some people might be sat there for like 8 hours playing it and go, yeah, I completed it in a month. Why are you taking so long? My favourite team is Animals. Oh, okay. What's Animals about? It has 285 channels and it's all animal live stream. It has everything: goats, bunnies, otters, cats, name it. Oh wow, that's cool. Like, I've seen some animal streams. I didn't realise they all kind of teamed up, or at least most of them by the looks of it. I didn't even know there was like 285 channels of animals. I've seen like Cute Avalanche used to be on Mixer. I think they went to Glimish as well. I think they're another channel that is kind of multi-streamed everywhere. Cool. Yeah, I used to watch Cute Avalanche for all the foster kittens. That's cool though. I might check that out. I'm fancying some animal content. So what was I saying? So grids plus local. %8 of my followers on Twitch is animals. That sounds like a pretty good follow list. don't have to chat too much to the streamer to enjoy it, because they'll probably just meow or bark at you. There's Duckstream, and you can you can feed them with bits. Cool. Well, interactive. And quite literally, you are feeding them with bits. The money from the bits will be going to feed, I suppose. So that's awesome. Let's try this again. So 2.83 plus minus 0.2312 equals. So calculating x, it's still way off. $2.5988. If you give bits, it drops treats in the water. They circle the thing that drops the food when bits come all day. Oh wow. I suppose that's incentive to the viewer as well, if you want to see them doing a thing. Okay, so that grid is that the center? Do I need to work out the center? I think I might be looking at the wrong numbers here. Let's go Y as well, so that's in there. There's the mouse, okay. So if that grid view is at 0, 0, 0, let's put another cube in. Cube. Let's rename that so it's easier. Rename local 1. Actually, let's delete that cube. Duplicate that cube. Rename. No. Delete. Rename local 2. Let's set that to 0, 0. Right, okay. So if that's 0, 0, so that is the center of the object. Whereas that hit square, despite being a child, it isn't 0, 0, of course, because it's at the top. So 0, 0 is smack in the middle. And of course that cube is technically in the middle, but it's expanded outwards. Okay, so That's not really telling me the width, is it? It's just scaling. Well, it's scaled to that, so that's the scale. Okay, let's get another cube. With the object cube. So we've got the. Let's input the values of the grid here. So that's 2.83 and 4.69. Yo, Lisa, how's it going? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good Friday and enjoyed your week. Let's set that back. So I'm late, was doing workout. That's fine. Workout's more important than watching me. Go look after your health. You're the most important person in your life. Having a chill Friday. Glad to hear. I did a mini workout after work. So I've done 2 workouts this week. Went on Wednesday and went a bit earlier. You agree? Glad to hear. Yeah, only like half an hour, 45 minutes. 2 great job, thank you. I'm quite happy with myself. Yeah, I only did about half an hour, 45 minutes, but I did they call it like a CrossFit. It's the thing when you got the 2 bars and you have the steps that do this. So doing that with my feet and doing this with my legs, with my arms. So working out on that thing for a bit. Doing leg weights, so pushing the big panel with weights on, and then going for a brisk kind of walk on the treadmill to ease my legs off. So it's about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes on each machine, a little bit longer. So mainly doing legs today, doing a leg day. But it's using my legs that feel like they need working. Like, if I don't do anything with my legs, because I'm sat on the chair all day at work, just going click, click, tap, 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 click, click. And so my arms are kind of doing things, my legs are just flopping off the chair. So I worked the legs out today and they feel good. My legs feel good. Okay. So we're trying to work out positions in space here. So the way Unity works, you obviously have a 3D space, X, Y, Z. That's where that object exists in the world. But you can tie objects to other objects, so you have a parent object and a child object. If you attach the child object to the parent, no matter where the parent goes, the child moves with it. But as far as the child's concerned, the parent object is the center of the world, which kind of makes sense in real life, I suppose. But so if the child object is offset by 1 block, it is always offset by 1 block according to where it is to the parent. But if I want to know which child object is in the same space as another parent object, I need to convert where the child is in relative to the parent, and then where the parent is, and compare that to where another parent is. So I have 2 objects and 1 object has a child. When does that object intersect that object? It gets quite complicated there. It's okay if all objects exist within the same space, but when objects are only aware of its parent space as a child. It's like we have 4 cubes here, 2 cubes here, 2 cubes down there, and so they're overlapping, but they have different values for where they exist. So let's rename that one. So let's rename as global 2, and that is global 1. Global 1. So global 1 occupies the same space as local 1, and global 2 occupies the same space as local 2. So global 2 for those 2 objects so if the object were to be where global 2 is, we could say it's hit the center of the grid view. But how do we know if something in global 1 has hit the space of local 1? That is, those 2 objects are the same size, occupy the same space, but one's a child of the other. But we know hit grid, the center of hit grid is the same as the center of global 2. And the center of grid view is the same as the center of global 2. So local two so local 2 is in the center. Now local 1 or global 1 is over here. Local 1 is there. Now, does it bring scale into it? I might have to Google this. Someone's probably done some working out. Let's have a quick drink. Now, I'm thinking we eliminate all these issues by making the building and the hit grid part of the same grouping. That makes sense to me now. So we should make a new, let's forget these cubes. Forget the cubes. So delete the cubes. Okay. So we have a hit grid. We don't need to hit grid necessarily. Or do we? I suppose, well, for starters, we need a parent object which contains the building and the grid. And then they exist within their own bubble then. Doesn't matter what else is going on. As long as where it's spawning the Brick spawn a V-hit identity. Position. Or do we have to be a child of the building? This is quite interesting to try and work out. Because do we make it a child of the building so the building becomes... We want it to hit the building. But then it's still going to be... Because this value here, basically, so working out the collision point, that's going to work out the collision of... Okay, well, we'll save it. We'll try something. Let's make an empty game object. We'll call this should we call it castle? Castle holder. Castle holder. Now we put the house into the castle holder, and we put the wall into the castle holder. Put that into the castle holder. So they're all in the same tier as each other. That means I can close that, and everything to do with the castle is inside there now. But the rest of this is just there because... Okay, let's play the game and see if it still functions as I expect. So we go up a bit. Go bowl. Okay, so it's still hitting the expected place in space. Even though the collisions are calculated in global space. But the editor references the objects in local space. Okay, that's interesting to find out. But that doesn't really help us because let's go reset. So is it still making the bricks fall in the right place? I think it is. Because I suppose it's spawning those in global space. Wow. That hasn't negatively affected anything. And it's made it cleaner. We'll keep this idea. Stop the game. So that's at 0. That's not quite a 0. So in relative to each other, they're still off anyway. Okay, let's play the game again and we'll make a cube at a set location. Let's do that. Bowl. Now those values are what I was expecting. So 2 and 3, yeah. Okay, so those values are still showing what I'm expecting to see. Of course, as we further go this way, we're going more towards centre. So centre is about here, let's say. Well, maybe not. That's pretty much close to centre. Let's come down a bit. Reset. And of course the centre's there, isn't it? Of course. So it's not telling me relative to the building where it's actually hitting. Oh, that's a bad mix. Yeah, cut my losses there and just cut the one record. I've interest. Can I hit that square over there? I think I'll collider, but I just want to see if I can get the ball through it. Oh yeah, can. Oh, there must be a collider across that. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to have to go back to my original idea and put a collision detection per square. I was hoping to borrow the collision detection from the building, from the castle. I think it's going to be more complicated than that. So, doubling up the function keeps the functionality contained within that particular object. We'll do it that way. We'll do that. We know what's going on. We'll close that notepad. We don't need to start calculating. It might not be efficient. There might be more efficient ways of doing it. But I don't need to do it this way. Therefore, I'm not going to. So we want some code specifically for the hit grid square. Brick spawner, camera angles, vertical player. Let's make a new bit of code. So create a C# script. Call this hit grid square. Hey, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciate that. I hope you're having a great Friday. That's Pimi. Welcome in. Just make note of the message that popped up that we do get spammed a lot by self-promoting people. We do not welcome that. But we do welcome anyone who likes to hang out and chat. By the way, your bot says target you. Yeah, I haven't fixed it. I thought that was the right command. Yeah, I thought target user was supposed to be the name of the person who triggers. But it might just be user rather than target user. There's no easy way of testing it because you'd have to have someone follow you. But I'll have to reread the manual. See, it's supposed to like at the follower. To say, so in case they're basically not reading chat, the new follower will get an out to say, hey, welcome to the channel. Just to let you know, please don't promote anything. It's one of the many things. I've fixed the double command thing now. So if you type something like epic or boom or Aussie, it would only show once rather than show once for Twitch and then because it's repeated onto YouTube, show again for YouTube. So I did fix that the other day. I just need to fix the user value. Hit grid square. Spell that wrong again. I did that last day. Square is UA. Hit grid square. I'll actually open hit grid square. I don't know why it's compiling it. Nothing. Well, apart from adding that one bit of script. Seems to be a lot of work just to add in extra script. Okay, that's now been applied to that. Aussie is visiting, awesome. It's been visiting a lot recently, I guess. Ah, that has doubled up. Okay, I didn't fix it. Didn't fix it. Good, thank you for testing that though. I think 'cause there's a delay with YouTube. YouTube is... The delay in YouTube is longer than the delay I put in to stop it from happening. Yes, he was alone with a bunch of strangers for 2 days. Oh dear. Since he couldn't come to the dog club. That makes sense. Yeah. Happy it all went good. Yeah, I need to increase the timeout on the commands. because obviously YouTube takes a little bit longer. Does mean you can't both say Aussie within a 10-second window of each other. But it stops like spamming. Well, you can still say Aussie, but it won't pop up. Only once every 10 seconds. And unless I do something, this restream bot. Unless I exclude restream bot, big chances it's sold already though, so that's good. Oh, yeah, guys, it's gone good. Yeah, it's always a worry if you've got a new place already set. You just want the old place sold so you can reinvest that money and not having to maintain two buildings. It's a brick spawner. No, don't need brick spawner. Castle hit is what we want. On collision as well. On collision enter. Let's wait for the clipboard to initiate. We don't need. Yeah, let's delete those for now. We can always put them back in if I do need them. So on collision. Probably need a because castle hit is a global. Let's copy that, bring that over. Don't need to insta. Well, we'll keep that there because we might want to do something similar. So if it is false, then do this. Collision object compared tag. True. Ball is hit. Contact point. Cool. So this, I don't really need to calculate where it's been hit. I just need to know it's been hit. So I can just lose. Oh, it's another bad mix. You can tell this is an early mix. I was so rusty. Don't need that. We just need to know it's been hit. Okay. So if it gets hit, change it to hit. Now I do want to change the texture color to red. So it changes to red. But we'll come back to that. If I put a good thing to do in code is a to do. So we do this to do, and we write in what needs to be here. So change color of square to red to show has been hit. So when we come back to that code, I can read that. Also nice that it probably sold since it means no more full days of having to stay away from potential buyers. True, true. You get to enjoy the house as it is, as your house, until you fully move out now. No more disruptions. So a good drink. It's an uncomment there. So ball that has hit square. So this will tell us that the ball has actually hit it. Let's do that. Let's go back to here. Now see if we can hit that square and see it pop up in the console. So it does have the code applied, doesn't it? Yes. I'll need to apply it to the prefab rather than directly to the object as I have now. I'll take it off after we've done this test. Cool. Been hit. Right. So let's remove the script from there. Remove components. And drag that onto there instead. So that's now actually on that. So that means that now has it. Cool. In exactly a week from now, we have the key of the new house, which means living there. Which not means living there yet, of course. Still exciting though, having the key. But then, yeah, it's just the waiting until it's ready then. Okay. So so we have two materials. So what's that? That's called resicle matte white. So that's white. We want to change to red. So we need to change the material. Might have to do with the Google on that one. Since it's just the two of us and we're not the type of people that have guests over a lot, we don't want a dining table. We just want a bar with bar stools to eat. That makes sense. I've known a few people like that. Whereas that, even if they have guests coming over, they don't have guests for dinner. They just have them guests over maybe to drink or to hang out. Never for like proper dining guests. So they don't have a dining table. Don't need it. An Iron Maiden one and a Motorhead one. 2 bar stools. Awesome. So is that you have your preferred one? Oh, for us it's mainly since most of our people live too far. Yeah, that's fair. But it's not like we have regulars. Yeah, which is a shame in some ways, but I'm sure you enjoy not having to worry about people coming over. Yeah, I went up to hang out at a friend's place up in Leicester. And Leicester is... How far is Leicester? About an hour and a half drive. So not many of my friends go to visit him, because he used to live where I live and then moved up to live with his girlfriend. So all her friends are around her. All his friends are like far away. So it was good to see him again, but they have such a tiny little space that they live on like the second floor, so not the ground, not the first, but the second floor of this tiny house. So I'm not sure if the ground and the first floor are a whole house or whether they're 2 different apartments. But to get into his place, you go through this door and there's an iron spiral staircase that goes up, right up to the top, and goes straight into the kitchen. And then from the kitchen is basically just a long, not even a long corridor, it's just a stretch with counters one side and a window on the other. And once you're through that, you're into the living space, which has some seats and a TV. And a little breakfast bar thing, just a tiny little bar, that one stool one side and stool on the other side. And then they have a bedroom and a bathroom. And that's it. Tiny little place. And they had, it was his girlfriend's birthday when I went up to DJ. I might have mentioned last year. Went up to DJ. And yeah, a lot of her friends were around there, and there was more people than places to sit. So it's a bit crazy. There must have been easily 10 people in that tiny area. And you have to walk through the kitchen to get into that space. And the kitchen's only about big enough for maybe 3 people to stand shoulder to shoulder facing like the work counter. So if you want to walk past, you kind of have to like press up against person and shimmy around them. Which is, if you were trying to make a drink, you have to like hug the counter and then slide past them. I've shown them in the Stardew Valley Fall Guys Minecraft. Yeah, we should really give that a more official name. But I like that. Stardew Valley Fall Guys Minecraft chat. Let's have a looky. Oh, get better signal. That was like having dial-up internet. Oh, nice. The Motorhead one looks cool. Oh, there's the Iron Maiden one. That's cool. Very cool stalls. I like those a lot. Right, so I want to put some code in here that changes the material. Awesome. So is it this? This dot get component. Material. Material mat. So mat equals posted the oh, you got cutlery as well. Ooh, cutlery. Nice. Oh, I love those. They're so cool. Hopefully they arrive soon. Yeah. They look amazing, they do. So that is material, that's right. Yeah, they're really cool. It's one thing I'd probably end up doing is buying myself a set when I get my own house. Get components. String type. Oh, is it quotation material? Components. Might have to Google this one. Okay, so have a quick Google. Am I actually live on there? According to that page, I wasn't live. I know I am though. There we go. Ooh, looking sharp. That's something at least. Okay, Unity. Change. Material runtime. How do I change the game object material at runtime? I change object material at runtime. Objects should change the color of what the material. Let's show that runtime. Don't want to change the color material, so I want to change the material. Like, imagine there are two materials. Material 1, material. Oh, renderer. That's it. Renderer. Renderer.material equals material. Easy as that. Like eating with chopsticks. Cool. I do have a number of chopsticks. Not very great at using them. So you got some stuff. Nice. Do you eat a lot of things like ramen and all with cats on them? Awesome. Yeah, I need to work on my my chopstick use. Hey Nix, how's it going? Thank you for the hearts. Come on, where's the little panda thing? Come on, where's that gone? Some meal delays going on. You have to get your act together, bot. It's not good enough. Is it this? I've already forgotten what the code is. Game object. Let's just copy it. Just copy it. Let's copy the code. No shame in copying code, is what everyone does. As long as you understand it. There's no point copying code if you have no idea what you're copying. Material, so reticle. Let's rename that. Rename, copy. Go back to the code. Have I had mustard soup? No. What's that like? Game object, component attached, object. Game object is ops. So the property renderer has been depreciated. Use get component renderer instead. See, I was kind of on the right track. No clue. We'll have it tomorrow. First up. So I like mustard. I'm a fan of mustard, and I have powdered mustard, and I will add that to dishes to kind of increase the umami flavors and like the spice. making it earthy. I like adding it to things I'm cooking that will enhance its kind of earthy flavour. Make it like a warm, rich flavour. So I'm guessing a mustard soup will have a similar flavour. Sounds nice. Yeah, mushrooms especially. If you're making like a mushroom soup or mushroom mushroom noodles, I'll normally put powdered mustard in with the sauce, and that kind of enhances the flavour of the mushroom a bit, because they kind of pair nicely together. You don't want too much. You don't want it to be, well, unless you want it overly mustard flavour, but you don't know there's mustard in it. It just kind of makes the mushroom taste a bit more rich. So let's follow its advice here. So game object dot get component material. The mustard too. It's traditional on that Dutch fried thing called croquette or bitterballen, which are small round croquettes. Yes, I've actually looked into those. The bitterballen. I wouldn't mind trying to make them. I found the recipe. It doesn't look too bad to try and make. I never made one myself. Just buy them, froze them, put them in the frying pan. That's a nice, easy way. I like to try and make everything. But I was reading that bitterballen is kind of like a bar snack. Like you have your beer and some bitterballen, according to Google. It's kind of said to be a pub snack. Yes, croquette is just a long version, but exactly the same taste, and we eat them on bread with mustard. Sounds nice. I might try and make some. They don't look particularly healthy, but they look delicious, which is usually the case. No, they ain't. Fried snacks, yeah. Fried snacks are always amazing, but never healthy. But you have to find your balance. Do you want an amazing, greasy snack, or do you want to be healthy? And right in that moment, doesn't matter as long as you're healthy for everything else. Enjoy the snack. We have decided something for the new house though. Air fryer gonna go. Gonna get a real frying pan again. Awesome. Now, air fryers are great for like your small appliance. Just quickly throw things in there. Turn it on, set it, leave it to it. But you'll never get the full greasy experience unless you have a proper frying pan. I don't care. It's better for the once a week we eat fried food. We want the real, yeah. It's an air fryer is basically a small convection oven. Like if you have a big cooker and you want to sort of cook stuff in that, it might seem like a bit much to switch that on for just like a few snacks. And apparently they did want to call it a countertop oven, but another company had already made a countertop oven. That went horribly wrong, and they did want to call it a countertop oven, so they called it an air fryer. Nothing to do with frying, but they had to market it that way. Plus, it sounds like you're having fried food. You know what? You're having oven-cooked food, but in a tiny thing with a little bit of oil. But it is basically a small oven. But yeah, I agree. Fried foods always seem better. Although I've not eaten many fried foods to the point now. I think anything that's too greasy, anything that is greasy will feel too greasy to me. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't particularly care about being healthy on King's Day. And that tasted great, that. I enjoyed that. I had a lot of things that weren't healthy on my King's Day trip. How long ago was this? Oh wow, that's probably why that's not working. You want a more up-to-date piece of code? Don't want to watch a YouTube video, I just want to... Okay, let's try that. How do I change this at one time?
Future can change. It's being written right now.
So mesh renderer dot material mesh renderer. Mesh renderer is component mesh renderer. Okay, so I need to get... We're speaking of very Dutch foods, but I realised there is something British I've never tasted. That's brown sauce. Ooh, yeah, brown sauce is nice. It's a spiced sauce. It's not like chili spice, but sort of like a sharp. Most British, well, typically British sauces are vinegar based. Like a barbecue sauce, but barbecue sauce would be sweeter. A brown sauce isn't really as sweet, and it's not smoky. Like a brown sauce isn't smoky. Like a barbecue sauce has a smoky, sweet kind of flavour to it, whereas a brown sauce is more of a sharper, more acidic spice to it. So they are kind of similar kind of components, but without the smokiness and the sweetness, but more of an acidic. I think it's more tomato, and even though it's brown, I think there's like a tomato base in a brown sauce. But it's brown sauce goes good with meats. Like a barbecue sauce. But brown sauce goes good with a meat typically. I've never had brown sauce that hasn't been on the meats, like a hot dog or a burger. And of course the most known brown sauce in the UK is HP. Which is Houses of Parliament. And has an actual picture of the Houses of Parliament on it. Let's copy this in. reticle matte as a new material. Buy some at some point. Cool. Yeah, if you like spice sauces, but it's not like a hot spice. It's like a, as I say, it's more acidic. Because I didn't realise until more recently, the British sauces we all have are more acidic, like tomato ketchup, mayonnaise, and brown sauce are all kind of vinegar. And we even have just vinegar by itself, like a brown vinegar, on our chips, like potato. So, something that was interesting to learn about that. Yeah, most of our sauces are vinegar based. I know mayonnaise is kind of more very international. Dutch eat mayonnaise on everything. Yeah, I couldn't get behind that. Mayonnaise is good. I have mayonnaise every day. I normally put it on my my spinach. Normally have like a big handful of spinach on my plate with all my meat and vegetables, and just a bit of mayonnaise. Just kind of sticks the leaves together. I used to have like mayonnaise with my chips as well. And dip the chip in the mayonnaise. And ketchup. But these days I don't have ketchup because ketchup's high in sugar. So I tend to avoid ketchup. But mayonnaise, because it's not high in sugar, it's more of a fat. There's more fats in mayonnaise. Also use a lot of Piccadilly. Ooh. I don't really have Piccadilly. Grandmother put it on everything. Nice. Current context. So I need to pass the material into it, I think. Possibly. Yeah, ketchup is one of the worst ones, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in ketchup. I love tomato, everything tomato. Give me anything tomato, I'm good with. But it is mainly tomato, vinegar and sugar. I've read about 1/2 a litre bottle of there's 20 cubes of sugar. Ooh. Yeah. It's nice, but that's probably why. There's 20 cubes of sugar in it. But yeah, I've not had ketchup for a long time. But yeah, mayonnaise, I can't go without mayonnaise. I love like the creaminess of it. And it's always, I like the sharpness of the vinegar in there as well. And eggs, I'm a big fan of eggs. So everything inside mayonnaise, I'm quite happy to have. Okay, yeah. There we go. So yeah, let's put this in here. And the new material is actually what goes there. Do you like hot food? I mean spicy hot, not temperature hot, since I think everyone likes temperature hot food. Yeah, I'll eat anything. I'm kind of a one for punishing myself with spicy food. Like there's so much so my friends will buy me hot sauce. Ever had samurai sauce? I have not. I've never seen samurai sauce. Yeah, there's a I think it was last year for my birthday. My one friend bought me some rum. Now, the bottle of rum was literally this big. It was a tiny bottle of rum. But it was had on the label the world's hottest rum. It was infused with pure capsaicin chili, ghost chili extract. Hot mayonnaise. Ooh, I might have to look into that samurai sauce. I think I've seen chili mayonnaise out there. But yeah, it's specifically made to be hot mayonnaise rather than just mayonnaise with chili added to it. But yeah, this rum comes with its own shot glass, and on the side of the shot glass is the little measures, and like right at the bottom is like wimp or something. It just says like there's some kind of insulting kind of descriptor. They say, well, if you only have this much of the rum, you're not good. But then there's that halfway up, so okay, sort of slightly adventurous, and then like at the top was something like legend or epic. Or so I had to pour it at least halfway, and I sort of necked that back, and for about 10 minutes, I just inside just burning all the way through. And then after that, I was good. I've not drank any more since. But I liked it. Damn, yeah. What's the name of it? It's see if I can find a picture of it. It'll be in my gallery. There it is. It's from Pirate's Grog Rum. What's the actual that's the back of it. I'll post this in our chat. Yeah, that's the back of the bottle. See if I can find a picture of the front of the bottle.
Yeah. Welcome. All you party people to the dance floor. We getting down. Lady Wax. Mutant breaks. The show. Move it, shake it, groove it, take it. It's a beat we gonna break.
I do love this tune that's playing. I'm not too sure about the vocal over the top of it. There we go. Reaper. It's called Reaper. Let's post this in there as well. Cool. Yeah, pictures are in the Minecraft Stardew Valley Fall Guys chat. That's it, Noob Baller Gangster. That's what was on it. Let's post this picture. So here's the little cards as well.
You feel it.
Cool. Yes, seen it. Looks cool.
I'm sorry, breakdowns are hard for me. I'm not good at breakdowns. I just like
Yeah,
beats. I can't break down.
it's extremely hot,
That's okay.
but I liked it.
Now, shit.
I've not been brave enough to have another sip of it yet. But yeah, that's the kind of things people buy me. Yeah, it has 3 peppers in it that are the top hottest in the world, yeah. Yeah. There's absolutely no reason for it to be that hot, apart from punishing people. One should be enough to hurt, yeah. They put in 3 just to make sure it hurts you. So, it's material. It's material. Change that. I've read through that alcohol is one of the best to get rid of hot taste, so it might neutralise it a bit. It might be slightly better. Water doesn't help. No. Water's the worst. Anything with fats, because the chili, the chemical in chilies bind to fat, which is why it sticks to your skin and your mouth and stays there, because it's binding to the fats in your skin. So consuming something that's has fats kind of absorbs it like a sponge kind of thing. So it's like eating a sponge, I suppose. Whereas water literally just moves it. You should never use water because you're just moving it. You're not neutralizing. Plus, fats can be because again, chili is more of an acid, whereas the fats would be more of an alkaline. I've heard booze or milk. Milk is definitely a good one. Hey, 100 messages today. Been very chatty. Yeah, not vodka though, typically. Because you got the burning of the... Well, it might neutralise it, but it will end up burning in the process. So it's kind of like fixing it with fire, I suppose. Not be able to drink milk, booze. It is, yeah. Yeah, you can't have milk. Booze will have to be your only option. But I found sometimes having something less spicy. Like if I was to have that rum and be like burning from the inside out, but then have a mouthful of curry, like a mild curry, it wouldn't burn so much. Then again, I know what I can handle, so I don't go over the limits. Very wise. Very wise. Very wise indeed. Knowing your limits is very good. Let's try this. Let's save this, run this, and see if we can make it change colour. Wasn't exactly where I was hoping to be by the end of the stream, but we've tried a few things and we've changed a few ideas. So we've gone back on ourselves to come forward again. It's all progress. Yeah, it's changed red. I think it's changed red. It has. Cool. Right. Applied material, white instance. That's a bit weird by the old material. So it gets the old material. Don't particularly need to do that. Let's just comment that. We only wanted to like get the mesh renderer, change material. So the next thing I want to do, which is what I intended to do in the first place, is to multiply these squares. At the same time, I want it to, I don't want it to be, it needs to have a collider. Do I need to have a collider? Because I want it to pass through it. Material, physics material? No. Provides contacts. Layer overrides? So I want this to interact, but I don't want it to... I'll turn off the collider. Will the code still work? Let's try it without the collider on. If the collider needs to be there in order for it to collide, well, to register that it's collision. That is collided. Well, I want it to pass through it. I don't want the physics. I'd rather it go flying through it, but not. Okay, so it still hit it, but didn't actually count. So the collider needs to be on there. Mesh, cube mesh. Grid view. That doesn't need a collider because the actual grid itself is. Let's play that again. So that ball goes through, that's fine. Oops, let me do that. Might have to rethink it. Might have to rethink this. So I want it to continue. I don't want the physics to be affected by it colliding. So you're a villager angry at like a local noble, right? Yes. Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. Like the player who's operating this is basically an angry. Yeah, I'll probably make a noble one. It's kind of like waving or panicking maybe from a window or something. yeah, to have like a little villager club interacting and operating this, that, and throws it just to give it some kind of narrative story. That why are you throwing rocks at buildings? Because we're angry with the nobleman. Have a quick Google. How do I? That's fine. So Unity log call mission that Unity not college, collision. So Unity Collider. Do you want it available on all platforms, by the way? This, the very least, probably on computer and mobile. Trying to get it on console will be a bit awkward, but I'd like it to be available on like Windows, Linux, Mac, and mobile. Yeah, Windows, Linux, Mac. Yeah. But yeah, the way I'm designing it, I'm kind of thinking that it would work on the mobile. Like, rather than having well, even the buttons on the mobile would work. You just tap the screen. And this, so far, is not too complicated. I reckon it would run on mobile. Trigger without rigid body. That's it. That's what it is. On trigger enter without rigid body. Don't detect a trigger without rigid body. No one has to have a rigid body. You can set it to. You don't want it to react to physics. Ah, kinematic. Is it kinematic? Because you need to. Because of you need me to export it as Mac version, just send it to me when done, since Mac needs you to export it on Mac. Yes, that's correct. Thank you very much for that. I can certainly call on your services. I forgot what I was actually looking for. Is it the mesh? Not the mesh. It made sense when I read it. Checkbox, kinematic, kinematic. Where's the kinematic? I've seen kinematic before. Where's that? Shadows. I'll receive shadows. Not any shadows. Cast shadows. Off. Bend probes. Where's the kinematic? Dynamic occlusion. just want it to register. I might have to do some research of this for next Friday. So until I've worked out how to interact with this one square, there's no point multiplying the square up. I might be going. It might still be going about it the wrong way again. Mesh renderer. Box collider is trigger material center size. Yeah, I might have to read into this a bit more. Let's switch over to the camera. Save this and we'll have a look at it next week. But there's got to be something that registers an object, passes through an object without physically affecting it in the real world. So it might not be collider, it might be on enter rather than on collide. That might be what it is. It might be on enter rather than on collide. So similar idea but different. Cool. So let's come off of that. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you, Lisa, and you, Jeffrey, and Nix, and anyone else who's been liking. It's been awesome. Don't feel like I've achieved much on this stream, but we have. We've gone backwards, we've gone forwards, we've learnt things. And sometimes that's how it goes. So I'm going to get some rest now. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. And I'll be back on Monday for Minecraft. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you for the follows, even if you just say it to promote. And if you're not following already, say hello. If you're not following already and you enjoy my content, make sure you follow me on your platform of choice so you know when I go live again. And if not, always jump in the Discord below and I always post on there what I'm up to. Thank you, stream. Have a good weekend. Yes, you too. Hope you both have a good weekend. And I'll see you both on Monday. Have a good night. Good night.